Remember, if you like anything you see in this video, check the comments and the description. I'll have Amazon links in there so you can click on it and go buy one for yourself. I'd appreciate it if you did because it helps me out. Now, let's take a closer look at the PENN Spinfisher VII. Well, if you found this video, you are probably in the market for a new PENN Spinfisher VII spinning reel. I have two of them. One I've used already and one I just got, and I'm gonna get it out of the box and show it to you. So keep in mind, if you want to use the links to buy either of these reels or anything that you see in this video, which I would appreciate it if you did because I get a little bit of a commission off it. It doesn't cost you any more money, and I make a little bit of money, helps me make these videos. But the link I will provide in the comments in the description will be to the reel, and you can select the size. So I have a 2500 right here. This is the reel that I've had for a while, and I just bought a 4500 to set up for striper fishing. So let's get this thing out of the box and let's take a look at it, and I'll show you a little bit about this reel. I am a PENN fan. I have a couple of PENN reels already. As far as spinning reels go, I have a PENN Fierce 3 that I set up for stripers, and I did a review on that reel. So if you want to see that reel, it's a little bit of a lower end reel than these Spinfishers are, but it's a little bit more affordable and it's still a good reel. So I'll link that up above if you want to check that video out. But as you can see, I just got this thing out of the box and we're going to unwrap the packaging off of it. One of the things PENN usually does is a nice job protecting their reels for shipping. I got this out of there. They have a little zip or a little twist tie on here to keep the bail from the spool from spinning. Take that off, and then I'm going to tighten up the handle, and voila, there we have it. Now I'll tell you a little bit about these reels. First of all, again, this is the 4500 size reel, and this is the 2500 size reel, so you can see the size comparison for them. And the reels are an all aluminum body, so they have slightly more weight than some other reels that are composite, but it's an all aluminum, all sealed body and spool system that they have here. There is a brass main gear inside of this, which helps prevent corrosion. You also have on the front here the HT100 drag system, which is what PENN puts in pretty much all of their reels. It's their flagship drag system, but it's easy to adjust, and the drag system works just like any other drag you're going to have on a spinning reel. When you pick it up and hold it and start to turn the handle, you're going to notice how smooth it is. And one of the things that I look for in a reel is that when you stop reeling, it doesn't flop backwards. I remember some older reels when I was younger that as soon as you stop reeling, it would spin backwards so that the little roller here would be at the top and makes life easier to cast. But I didn't like that. I didn't like how it flipped backwards. So that's one of the things I like about these PENN reels. It's really smooth because there's 6 bearings in this thing. There's 5 sealed bearings and a different bearing. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but there's a 5+1 bearing system, they call it, in this reel. And the reel, when you look at it, it looks like most other spinning reels, but if you take a closer look, some details in the spool. First of all, there's a little rubber section in the center of the spool, which I really like because that rubber section helps grip your line. So when you're spooling the rod or spooling the reel, your line won't slip on it. If you look towards the top of the spool and also at the bottom of the spool, there are rings. Those are your line capacity rings. As the line capacity listed on the side here, let's see, it says braid, 320 yards of 20-pound braid, and so that comes out to like 280 yards of 30-pound braid. What I am going to be spooling this reel with is, first of all, I'm going to put a backing of 12-pound trilene mono on this thing. And then I have this Power Pro. This is 20-pound. I'm going to be putting probably 30-pound on this reel, but I like Power Pro braid for all of my rods. I will also link both of these in the comments and description, so you can just click on it and go buy whichever one you want. This reel, they're always, to me, they're very smooth. When you flip that bail over, it catches nice, and when you spin it, closes. It's a little tight right now, but this action is smooth of it. And I'll tell you the feature of this reel, which is the reason why I bought this reel, is I like having this live liner feature on the back. Shimano calls it a bait runner. There's another company that makes them too. Cabela's brand has something like this on them. But I look for that feature specifically in my spinning rods because I do a lot of fishing with bait. And I like the option where I can use this spinning rod to cast topwater plugs or soft plastics or whatever else I'm going to do with it. But if I want to switch over and drift some eels or bottom fish with chunks of bunker, I can use this live liner feature. Now what this does is once you cast your line out or drop it, whatever you're going to do, you close the bail, you flip this lever in the back. Now what that lever does is allows it to free spool. There's an adjustment on the back here, this little, it's snug. There we go. So there's knob on the back is the adjustment for the tension. And now it allows that spool to spin. So if a fish takes your bait, it's almost like having your bail open, but there is a little bit of tension on the line. So he's going to be able to run with that bait. And while he's running, you can pick up the rod, and when you're ready, just start reeling, and that clicks over. Now you're on the drag system, and you're fighting the fish like normal. So I look for that live liner feature or bait runner or whatever each manufacturer calls it, because that gives me another option when I'm fishing, and it allows me to have a more versatile fishing setup with my rod. Speaking of the rods, I forgot to bring the rod in here when I started this video, so hold on one second. Okay, so for the rod, what I'm going to be using is this St. Croix. I have almost this exact same rod already. This is a St. Croix Premier. It is 7'7", medium power, fast action rod. And I really love this rod for setting up a lighter weight setup for fishing for stripers. It is the rod. I wish you could feel how light this rod is. It weighs next to nothing. And once you slap one of these reels on there, it makes a great casting setup. So I will also link this St. Croix rod, and the same thing with this rod. When you click on the link, there's multiple variations of this rod or any other rod you can get on the Amazon website. Now the reel itself, I believe, was about $200 when I purchased the reel. The rod is another $190, I think. So this is not a very cheap setup, but it's a very durable setup, and it's going to last. I have fished with Penn reels for years. I know some people prefer other stuff. I also have Shimano's. I have Cabela's brands. I have Okuma's. I have different kinds of reels too. So I'm not stuck on Penn. Just so happens every now and then when I'm looking for a new rod and reel setup, I happen to fall into the Penn, and that's what I choose. Holding both of these reels in my hand now and holding the rod in my hand, I actually am rethinking my setup that I'm going to be using. I may take this 4500 and stick it on a little bit bigger rod and use the 2500 on this St. Croix for drifting eels, because I like how a little bit this 2500 is a little bit smaller and a little bit lighter, and it might match up better on that rod. I'll have to see when I go and put it all together. But there you go. In a nutshell, that is the PENN Spinfisher VII reel. You came here looking for the PENN Spinfisher. I got to show you two of them, the 4500 on your right and the 2500 on the left. Twin reels, just one's a little bit bigger than the other one. I am looking forward to getting these reels spooled up and getting out on the water. Hopefully this 4th of July weekend. I'm making this video on 4th of July real quick. Hopefully I'll get out there and test these reels out this weekend and get into some striper action. So I thank you all for coming and watching this video. Again, if you like anything you see in this video, check the description and also the comments of this video, and you'll find links where you can go and purchase this stuff on Amazon for yourself. Hopefully you'll be as happy with this reel as I am, and you'll be out there catching fish this summer and having a good time. So thanks again for coming. Thanks for watching. And until next time, I wish you nothing but tight lines and short blood trails.
Let me get this fish out of here though. She is a, oh, yeah, oh yeah, what a pretty fish. Beautiful fish on a live eel. I love fishing a live eel just for this reason.